the hallways in the end are really they only have like 3 hallways programmed in, 3 sections of hallway programmed in. Two 22-block sections and one 16-block section. And the 22 blocks then reach out from the individual rooms. And the 16-block then reaches out from, or that will fill the center in the longer hallways. And this works for the vertical hallways as well. In fact, it's more obvious in the vertical hallways. Because as you can see here, the split is really obvious to see right there. In fact, it's perfectly mirrored one side to the other. And once again, that's 22 blocks in.
Stop struggling. It's pathetic.
So now that I've got that out of the way, the only thing that I never really figured out, quite figured out, about the random room generator is I'm not sure if there's some kind of grid that everything is created on. I'm not sure if there's some kind of grid that all the rooms and everything are created on, that they can then connect with the rooms, and it will always be a set number of hallways away to connect the rooms when they're made on that grid. Or, I'm not sure if they do that, or if they do it procedurally, where they start with one room and then spread out room by room, creating the adjacent rooms, then going to those adjacent rooms and making rooms adjacent to them. I'm still not positive about that. It's going to be one or the other, and I just haven't spent the time to... Man, he died quick.
We've eliminated all the Kubia Gamoras. Let's head back.
Now, this dungeon, I went ahead and played through all the way, but all 4 dungeons are essentially going to be just like this. Since they're all predetermined, you have to fight a set number of monsters in each one. I showed off this entire dungeon, but I'm going to be cropping out the rest of the dungeons. Well, not all of them. I'll run in, I'll fight maybe an enemy or 2, but I'll crop out most of the fights for the remaining dungeons. This is 1 area down, 3 more to go. Then we'll at least have culled the Kubia battle, the Kubia force, a little. Perhaps bought enough time for Zelkova to find his body. Bordeaux has been missing for a fairly long time. Oh, there's only 4 parties in this one. Now, this dungeon is actually a fairly simplistic dungeon. But, there we go. But Bordeaux had been missing for a fairly long time. Grain and Negimaru were actually wondering if she was even going to show up, and it was Grain's coming back that convinced Negimaru that she would. And of all times to come back, right now, when we need as much help as we can get. With a whole lot of warping about and getting lost and the like. But this dungeon in particular is actually pretty simple compared to the rest. It's pretty much a really big, pretty much a big straight line. More of a big curved line, really, but whatever.
How unlucky for you to have met me.
Now, the way these dungeons are laid out, especially like the halls, how this is a shorter hall, so there is once again a split right around the center. This isn't unique to this dungeon. This dungeon just makes it easier to... This dungeon type just makes it easier to determine that. Even when you go into the other dungeons, be it the Forest Dungeon or the one like Japanese dungeon, they all do the same thing. You can find the splits in those as well. You just have to know where to look. There's a warp point, so there's a shortcut back. And the next group of Gamoras should be coming up soon. Ah, they were hiding!
Naivete will be your downfall.
Let's attack the one that's closer and not do 1 damage. I'm not sure what happened there, but apparently we won. And I shouldn't complain. Sorry, guys. I knew that was cutting it a little. But they were... I didn't know how far back they were. Better safe than sorry. There should just be one more group, and it should be right up ahead.
Your naivete will be your downfall.
We've eliminated all the Kubia Gamoras. After we finish area hack, let's start exterminating the We'll keep defeating the Kubia.
We have 2 areas left to go to, so next up, we're changing over to Delta server and going to Hidden Forbidden Bulwark, the Morrigu Barrow Wall. So even the old members of Moon Tree have shown up, including Hiragi, and, there we are, Sephora. As long as they've all shown up, let's do the work ourselves.
Eliminate all of the Kubia Gamoras in the area.
Now this area is a little more complicated, and there's a few more enemies in it, so I went ahead and cleared it out, and I'll just walk you around. Same Gamoras as before, nothing special. And at this point I'm leveling up enough that they're actually getting pretty easy to kill. Now, a few things that you'll notice along the way, there are a lot of teleporters, and this gets pretty complicated. Now, to be honest, I don't know where that teleporter goes. But going just a little bit to the left, you find this rather large vertical room here with a whole lot of shooty things in it. Now, in this room, there were 2 sets of Gamora. And I don't know why I ran all the way up here, because going through this teleporter actually takes you to a dead end. It takes you to the small section in the upper left of the map over there. No Gamoras in it, nothing. Maybe a couple items if you really wanted them, I guess. Where you want to go is through this one. Which takes you to the top of yet another vertical area. And once again, there were 2 sets of Gamora in this vertical area. Now, that teleporter we will be getting back to. If you head just further east, there's a small room here. There was a single Gamora in here. And then that teleporter takes you over to this room where there was yet another single Gamora. And then going over to the left, There's yet another vertical room with a platform at the end of it. All the other teleporters in the area merely kind of hop you back through different areas. I'm still not positive where that one at the very beginning goes, though. That's the only one I didn't try. But I think I'll live. So let's just make our way up to this portal, to this platform, and get out of here. Scenario, let's go in anyway. The more the merrier. We'll just fight them all. Hidden Forbidden Radiation. I don't know if I've ever actually shown all of you guys this area, but it was a fairly important area during .hack Roots. We got the keyword early on, but I don't think a storyline event in-game has ever actually happened here. So we're ending things. I shouldn't say where it began, but to a very important setting to the beginning. For everyone that's come to our aid, for the emperors that have fought with us and fought for us, for Alcade who's come back from the dead. We're not going to fail.
Eliminate all of the Kubia Gamoras in the area.
The final outer dungeon. It's actually a good bit complicated. It's a pretty big cluster of teleport points. This one, I took care of this one off-screen, killing the monsters off-screen as well. Not only because I think you've seen us killing enough Gamoras by this point, but also because for now, with any luck before this gets too out of hand, Zelkova's found Kubia.
Looks like we took out all the